Why does jealousy happen? It's mainly driven by low self-esteem, insecurity, and the fear that you're not good enough. And that makes us act out in different ways.
These are 3 signs that people actually see you as a threat and they may be jealous of you. Number 1, people are either overly nice to you or overly mean to you. Number 2, you don't receive many compliments or positive reinforcement. Number 3, you find yourself locking eyes with a lot of people.
But the real way an insecure woman calculates if you're a threat or not is attention. Do you get more attention than them from men? Do you get more attention than them from other women? That's the real kicker.
Hello, Night Stars. So, I did a horrible freaking mistake. I might have broken my LED light because I probably didn't really take care of it that good. So the light might be off for a few videos because I have to buy a new one and they aren't exactly cheap. Today's topic, it is about something I have been thinking about for a few years now, and this is about the jealousy between women. It's such a common occurrence that it's something I want to learn. What is the jealousy between women? Like, how does it look like? Like, what do the jealous women do to the other? Why do jealous women do this to other women? How can you become better? I think jealousy is something we all have. It's something we have all experienced. It's one of the emotions we can be better at not like letting it control us. So the reason why I got into this was because as I have grown more and more and I have achieved more of my life than I ever thought I would, I have noticed that there is a huge difference in how people treat me and how they perceive me. Things that I have achieved in my life is, for example, I'm good looking. I don't look ugly. I take care of myself. I know how to dress, do makeup, how to present myself in a way that makes me look good. And I have done really well with my education. I'm currently gonna go to university for behavioral science, which is something I have wanted for many years now. I have confidence in myself. I feel like I don't have to be so outgoing as I used to be, where I have to like show everybody who I am all the time. Instead, I am more by myself and I prefer to keep things private, or like things I do, it's something you're gonna see instead of me telling you, if you catch my drift. And if any of these things that I just said triggered you or made you feel envious, jealous, or feel like I'm bragging about myself, this video is for you. At first, something I think we have to take note of is, why did I pick jealousy between women and not like jealousy between men or women and men? And that is because I am a woman. I have only experienced what women have done to other women. Personal experience here, I have a few stories or like few feelings or situation I've been in. I haven't particularly felt jealousy from men. Maybe they have. I just haven't taken notice into it because I'm usually hanging out with a lot of women. We must understand, what is jealousy between women? What do women do to each other when they feel jealous? Like, what sort of friendship do they have?
So one of the big things I've noticed is they will immediately become uncomfortable in your presence. They will either give you a funny look, a nasty look, or just a very monotone, stoic look. Something like, or just something like that. No reaction at all. And even if you're sweet and nice, they don't respond. Means you could be the sweetest, nicest, you could be Mother Teresa, and she will just always be jealous of you because you're prettier than she is. Also, they will copy your style. That's another thing. They will want your hair color. They will want your beauty tips. They'll want to know your makeup tips. They'll just come in and start looking like you. That's another big reason.
Chloe says that you can tell when a woman is jealous of you if they start to look at you funny whenever you're in their presence with them or like with other people. As soon as like you come to the group, like everything change. Like they're not like happy and dandy, maybe judgmental or like completely changed from how they used to be. Now I have a bad memory. I have a really, really bad memory. So I don't know sort of a like situation I've been in that happened to me like that, but I can say that when you are a woman who doesn't really feel like they need to be outward with their atmosphere or like having to like present themselves like everybody needs to know who I am, I need to talk to them, attention, something I think we all want. Like if we're in a group, kind of want to be seen, right? I don't do that anymore. When I get into a room, like a classroom, people notice my presence. People notice my atmosphere. They can tell that I'm there and I don't have to say anything. When I ask people what they mean by that, they told me like my atmosphere was very strong. Like you can tell that the person I am is very strong personality without me having to say anything. And it's not something I'm like actively like, oh yeah, let me like present myself. It's something that happens when you start to feel confident about yourself, when you start to feel like you don't have to prove yourself. I think it comes naturally out, and I think when you're in a group with other people and these insecure women, they feel like now you're like maybe a threat, or maybe like feel like you taking all of the attention away from them. Have I felt that I've taken somebody's attention? Not that I'm aware of, but I have definitely been told that my presence is very clear. It's just that I might not talk or like do anything, which makes people uncomfortable apparently. And the other thing that she said is that people will be mean towards you no matter if you're nice, and it's, I guess that is one of the reasons that you can tell that a woman don't like you, because you have something she wants, and seeing you being so nice about it, it kind of just, I guess, riles them up. And the third thing she said is that they will be copying your style, your makeup, your look. Personally, I don't know if it has happened to me before. Like I said, I have horrible memory, but there was things like my friends have told me that I don't notice myself. I have had many people who told me that they love my makeup. Currently, I'm not wearing any makeup because it's nighttime, but when I do my makeup, maybe showcase a few pictures here and there, I get a lot of compliments that, oh, you look so great, and oh, I wish I was like as good as you at makeup. Personally, when somebody tells me that they love my makeup, I am more willing to like share my makeup skills. Basically like makeup tutorial, I guess. I'm like, alright, bet, like if you want to like look like this, I got all the information, all the products, all the techniques. Maybe some people don't do that, you know, when somebody tells them that you look great and stuff like that, they gatekeep. Is that what they call it? Do I think they're like jealous? I don't think so. I think it's more like as long as they're willing to listen to you. Personally, I don't understand the whole problem with copying somebody else.
Pretty girls are not mean to other pretty girls, okay? So if someone's being mean to you, that means that they're jealous of you, okay? Every time I'm in the company of another woman and she's catty or jealous, I'm like, oh, you think I'm pretty. That's the mindset I have. Like, you think I'm pretty. Because no classy woman that knows her worth and knows herself and knows that she's beautiful would compete with another woman. Pretty girls are friendly. We carefree. We be living our best life. So if I'm around a mean girl, I'm like, oh, you just think I'm pretty. you just think I'm pretty. You're jealous. So cute.
I'm so gonna mispronounce her name. Shan? Sam, she says that jealous women are mean to the women they're jealous of. I think that is common. Like, I've seen like best friends being super mean to each other, and I'm not meaning in a way of like jokingly. When somebody is mean to me, I don't really care. When I'm mean to somebody though, I do have to say that it's not out of jealousy. There's reasons for me to be mean to you. Personally, I don't mind like actually telling them why I don't like them. I know this one best friends who would often talk bad about each other, like behind closed doors to their common friends. And then when they're together, they're like really nice to each other and stuff like that, which was very weird in my eyes. How can you spend time with your best friend, be nice to them, but then as soon as you guys separate, you go talk bad about each other to other people? I guess it could be out of jealousy, but I also think like being mean towards somebody can also be because they have reasons. It doesn't always have to be that a woman's mean to you because they're jealous of you.
These are 3 signs that people actually see you as a threat and they may be jealous of you. Number 1, people are either overly nice to you or overly mean to you. The way people treat you is just a direct reflection of themselves. So if someone's really mean to you, it's because you hit them somewhere in the heart and they're simply jealous of you. You have something that they don't have because no one that's doing better than you is gonna hate on you. If someone's overly nice to you, they could look up to you. You have something they don't have and they want it.
NotRep says that you can find that somebody is jealous of you when they're overly nice and overly mean. And the same thing as Sham says that they are mean to you because they're jealous of you. But also that there is overly nice, that they're very friendly. I don't know, because like I had people who are just like nice. I have never encountered somebody who's like overly nice. Instead, I found people who are nice because that's their like personality. They like helping people. They like to be there for people, and it's just a part of their personality.
Number 2, you don't receive many compliments or positive reinforcement. This is because people think you already know. It's so obvious to other people that you're great that it's simply pointless for them to let you know because they just think you know.
This one I can like relate to. Something I've noticed over the years after, improving myself physically is that I don't get a lot of compliments as much as other people do. And I've noticed that when insecure person talks about their insecurity, maybe they have a big nose, for example, like people around start to be like, no, it's beautiful, you have a nice nose, and yada yada yada. When it comes to like insecurity, when people talk about the insecurity, if they're not willing to change or not willing to accept that, their nose are big and there's nothing really you can do if you don't do surgery and just learn to like live with it, I don't really talk about it much because it's kind of like their issue. It's something they have to get better at. It's not something I can go like, oh, you have a really beautiful nose, and then it will just suddenly the insecurity just fades away. That's not how it works. It's something they have to work on themselves. I don't particularly talk about my insecurity. People around me don't really hear about my insecurity. If you're not like my close friends, if you're not like my best friend, people talk about the insecurity a lot to get a lot of attention, affection, and validation. But deep inside, it doesn't really do anything to them because like they don't believe it themselves. Something I found is that if you don't talk about your insecurity, many people don't really know your insecurity. I don't get compliments a lot from women. I think women often like compliment each other a lot, but maybe it's because they're jealous and know that I'm pretty secure about myself. They don't really talk to me about it. I don't know. Let me know if like there's something I'm missing here.
Last but not least, number 3. You find yourself locking eyes with a lot of people. I'm sure you've heard the saying that the eyes are the window to the soul. When you're radiating nothing but greatness, others will be attracted to that. Humans tend to stare at things and feelings that they find pleasurable. So your energy just may be that strong.
Like I stated before, I have a strong presence. Do I look at people's eyes? No. I have a huge tendency of, this is my goal and I'm getting there, and I skip the middle part, right? But I have been told by my friends that people stare. People stare a lot, especially when I dress up. Apparently, women are jealous when I'm walking there. Men are like looking at me lustful, like have a lustful, temptational lust. Is that what you call it? I guess that is something jealous women do, is like they stare a lot. They like to look at you, observe you, look at your style, look at your hair, look at the way you look. So maybe they can like copy it or something. I don't know. Like I don't like looking at people. I'll be honest with you. Every time I'm going out, I genuinely do not care what people look like. I can appreciate when a woman walks by and she looks really good, and I go, that's nice, like that's good. But like generally, like I don't look at people.
This is just a little PSA for the girlies. If you have friends that get upset or intimidated by you when you don't tell them every single thing that's going on in your life, these are not your friends. These people are called secret haters, and they're in a one-sided competition with you at all times. And the reason why they get so upset when you keep things private and they don't know every little thing about you is because it's harder for them to figure you out, one. And two, they don't have the tools to one-up you in their one-sided competition. So this is just a reminder to beware of people like this, because there are so many out there.
Tatiana says that jealous women want to know everything about you, and when you don't give them that information they want, they become very angry. Because women wants to know what they have to compete with you. If, for example, if you talk about, oh, I got a boyfriend, and they're like, okay, what is he like? Okay, what does he do? What job does he do? Then they wanna one-up you, I'm guessing. Personally, I have a friend who I keep in touch a lot and want to know every little thing about her. And not because I'm jealous, but because I genuinely like care about her. I want to know, like, what's up, girl? Like, what you do in your life? How's it going? And also like details when it comes to like my best friends, my close friends. I care deeply about. I want to know everything about them because I want to know like their deeper side. You know what I mean? Like, we're no longer just friends. We're like close now. Like, I don't need to know when you. I was gonna say something really awful. Personally, I don't think people can handle the fact that somebody out there has it better than them, and it's not like something they can't achieve. But like, for example, like appearance, dressing up, you know, being more confident about yourself, like actually like being outward, it's not something that you can't really change. Wait, it is something you can change. It's a matter of how much are you willing to put the work. And when somebody sees that this person already like achieved something they haven't been able to, they become very angry and pissed. And now we are gonna get into the why do jealous women do this to other women.
For all the women wondering why women hate on you for no reason, the reason you think that way is because you haven't been taught that being beautiful is dangerous, whether that's outer beauty or inner beauty. Not only because women will hate on you, but because men can become obsessed with you. There's always a reason why women hate on you. And more often than not, that reason is intrasexual competition, or they feel threatened that you will take away their attention from someone. They are intimidated by you. Envy and jealousy are very powerful emotions. You have something in you that they can sense, because energies pick up on energies. Beauty attracts both positive and negative attention, whether that's inner beauty or outer beauty. As soon as you walk into a room, they will place you on a pedestal because they feel that you are better than them. And if you are authentic and you possess the qualities of a feminine goddess, that kills them. And they see you as a potential threat. And the reason they will treat you like shit is so they can feel this sense of superiority over you. And the one thing you must understand is that you can't control them. You can't stop them from wanting to try you. If they choose to spend their energy trying to bring you down instead of working on themselves to become a better person, they will do it. But what you can do is protect yourself. Has it ever happened to you that you meet someone and you just get this bad vibe, but you don't really know what that is? That's your gut telling you that they have bad intentions because your energy picked up on their energy. Always trust your intuition. You don't have to stick around to find out why you have that gut feeling. Keep them at a distance. You don't have to make friends with somebody who gives you a bad vibe. Just sit back and be observant. Learn to be observant. I promise you that once you learn to be observant, you're going to see people's intentions clearly from a mile away. And girl, if you've ever experienced this, you have already won. You don't need to compete with anyone.
Something Myra said that really stood out to me a lot is that the amount of competition women do to each other or toward each other is astonishing. I have not been competing with people for many years now, so you will have to excuse me if I don't understand that. I don't get why you would want to be mean or have a bad intention towards somebody just because like they're better than you at something. Like they could like be really good at talking or something, or have like many friends and you don't have many friends, and then suddenly you're like, you know what, I'm gonna ruin your life, you know? Like I don't get that. When I find somebody who makes me jealous, I don't go, I'm gonna ruin this person's life. I go, wow, they made me jealous. What is it that I'm lacking that make me feel this way? And then I walk to them and then I go, hi, so I really love your confidence. Like, how did you become so confident? And this is later in the video where we talk about how to improve yourself. One of the things I found that helped me with not competing with other people is that if you feel jealous, recognize that and then find out what you're jealous of. And when you found that jealousy, I can tell you that if you walk to that person and tell them, wow, I'm jealous of your confidence. Is there something I can learn? Like, how do you get so confident? Like, most of the time, they will help you. Like, when people come to me and then say, wow, I love your makeup. How did you, like, do it? What products do you use? I'm like, girl, let me help you. Like, most women are willing to help each other if you speak out about it. And then the competing with other women kind of just disappear over time, because like if there's something you lack, just ask. Like, you want to ruin somebody else's life because you don't have a good life. So rather than asking for help and recognize that you have jealousy, you rather bring that person down with you. Okay.
Insecure women only become friends with other women that they do not perceive as a threat. Let me get into it because I just came to this realization in full speed. This means if you are quote unquote prettier than them, if you dress better than them, you just do your makeup better, you're thriving in life a little bit more, you have a good relationship, you have a good job, anything of that sort. But the real way an insecure woman calculates if you're a threat or not is attention. Do you get more attention than them from men? Do you get more attention than them from other women? That's the real kicker. Because of that, these women will not befriend you. Or if they do, they're the most toxic friends you will ever have. They will isolate you. They won't invite you places. They'll try to look better than you in pictures. This is a huge one. Like, homegirl will really post a picture where she knows you don't look the best in, but will still post it anyways because they look better. These are also the type of women who I know you met before, who actually get mad when their friends have other friends. They almost feel like these people have to be their sidekicks, their companions through everything, and only belong to them. Like, if they see you make new friends, this enrages them the most. Because these insecure women cling to their friends as almost like sidekicks, and these sidekicks have to be kind of their like plus ones to everything they do. Basically, their validation. Because people with a healthy view of themselves and their friendships will actually be happy for you when you make new friends. They won't perceive it as a threat because they know where they stand in your life, and they also see themselves in a good light. Because the fear there is that the person is scared to be replaced by these new friends. And I could do multiple parts about this topic.
Girls, let's talk about insecure women because I know you have dealt with your fair share. Let's get into it. If you know, you know, and there is not a creature on earth that is quite as vicious or vindictive as an insecure woman. This woman will make your life hell, and we're going to talk through the ways that she does it. Number 1, gossip. This woman's going to do her best to tarnish your reputation. Like, she will turn people against you. She will spread rumors. She'll lie. She will use gossip. Like, that will be her number 1 tool, is to speak badly of you and wants it to spread. She just wants to tarnish your reputation. She wants to take you down, like, that way. Number 2, she will try to exclude you and ostracize you. It's basically it's to show her like superiority over you, like dominance. She wants to like dominate you. Like, women are very social creatures, so she can dominate that social setting. She wants to do that to make your life crap. Number 3 is she will be very passive aggressive. So if you say something, she might be like, she might comment something really sarcastic back. And this will happen like with loads of other things. Like, she will just be like very quick to be, any excuse she gets, like she'll be very passive aggressive. Number 4, she will just outright judge and criticize you. Like, what's your hair doing? What are you wearing? Like, no, stupid, it's not that. And if she's got an audience, all the better. I think this is number 5, but outright bullying you and belittling you. She wants to make you feel so small. Like, she will do her best to like humiliate you, make you feel insecure, make you feel like less than, make you feel stupid. Like, that's her goal. These are just some of the behaviors, but not limited to these. And if you are experiencing any of these, then you absolutely need to grow your confidence and your self-esteem and your self-worth as much as you can, so you can develop the backbone to stand up for yourself and put these little bitches in their place, because that's what it's going to take. Also, if you're getting bullied, like, if you're a grown-ass woman and you're getting bullied, you still tell someone. You tell someone, like, do not let this little rodent get away with it.
I need a break. Yo, like some ASMR. I remember having this one best friend in school, and she brought another friend with her. Right at the start, she gave me bad vibes, bad intuitions, and I told my best friend right away, like, I don't think this woman is a good friend. My best friend at that time was very, she was a people pleaser, I guess you call it. Over time, I noticed that this woman, this other friend, would often take my best friend away from me whenever I tried to talk to her. She would look at me very funny, like she looked at me as I was disgusting or like a threat. Whenever there were people around us, she would always want to have the attention all the time. She would do the weirdest stuff to get attention, especially like when I tried to talk. I didn't like her, and she didn't really understand why I didn't like her for some freaking reason. So one day I told her, like, we need to talk. And then we sat down and I said, I don't like you, and I will never like you. You and I will never work, but because you're my best friend's friend, I'm just gonna have to deal with you. I think it was her first time having somebody who actually tell her off, that actually tell her that you're annoying, like, I don't like you, there's something off about you. And I don't think she has ever had somebody who was that truthful and actually tell her that I don't like you. Because there were many people that didn't like her either, but they didn't tell her that. They were nice to her. I did not do that because I was not gonna, let her free just because she can get to do whatever she wants. So I told her, like, no, I don't like you. And she got so mad that after that she never talked to me again. Or maybe she did. I don't remember clearly. I just know that situation. And I never got to talk to my best friend ever again because, she got manipulated and probably got told stuff about me that wasn't true just because her friend wanted her all the time as like she said, like a sidekick, where you always have they always have that 1+ person who always around them. And she probably felt like I was taking her best friend away from her, and that's why she didn't like me either and wanted to always one up me because she wanted to be the other better best friend. And I just let her do whatever after I told her that, because I told my best friend to, like, if you want to hang out with her, that's fine. If you want to hang out with me, just tell me. And she picked her friend. And then the funny part is, like, at the very end of that year, I can tell, like, my ex-best friend, she started to disconnect with her friend. And after graduation, they didn't hang out anymore. They didn't talk anymore. I didn't see them anywhere with each other. And I was like, I told you so, girl. I told you so. Like, I knew she wasn't good because she would always drag my best friend to places that she might not be comfortable with just because she wanted to see a guy or something. She would always talk shit about my best friend just so she could look better for a guy. And she would feel jealous when my best friend had guys that would be in her DM, and she would, like, want to steal that guy from her. And I would often see them, like, talk to the same person on social media, and she would always, like, brag about, like, oh, he told me he liked me and stuff like that. And I was like, you're not better. Like, if a guy talked to you and her at the same time, like, you think you're special. I think it's such a horrible way to live. Like, I can't imagine feeling jealous of your best friend when she's talking to a guy or actually, like, doing things with her life. Like, this woman would often drag her away just because she didn't want her to talk to a specific guy. Is that, like, a friend you would want? Like,
why are women jealous of each other?
One thing I always say is choose female friends. I always say 2 women can be best friends until a man is involved. A man is what creates jealousy between women. It's not a man's fault before the men go. It's just how we're programmed. What happens is you can have 2 best friends, but the moment they start liking the same man, they're jealous of each other. You can have like sisters. The moment that one man and it's really what happens, what causes jealousy is when, this is why 2 married women that are happily married tend not to be jealous of each other. Or 2 people in happy relationships. I always say, my friends tend to be happily married. I always have female friends that are happily married or happy in their relationship. When you have women, when it is jealousy, it's usually because they're competing over what they believe is a scarce resource. And men, they believe that if you get the man, I can't get the man. And then the jealousy starts. But when you remove men from the equation, women can get on really well. So I think I always select friends that are just genuinely happy. They're happy as people, but it does help when they're in happy relationships. They're not competing.
So she basically says that the women can be jealous because there was, like, a man involved that both of them might like, or when a man comes into the equation, women start to feel rivalry. Does that happen? I think it can happen. I think that some women feel jealous when a guy like their friend more than them. And have I seen it happen? Yes. Like I said, this my best friend and this friend like the same guy, and they would often, well, not she maybe, but the friend would often like brag about what he texted, what he sent, and stuff like that. A lot of women liking a certain guy that she also like, and then she will always like tell stories about how they met, and oh he proposed to me when we were in kindergarten, so technically we are married. Do I think that is like all the reasons why women feel jealousy toward each other? No. So partially right, I think, but also like doesn't always have to be about the man, you know what I mean?
Women get jealous of other women. It sounds really simple, but according to this book, it's not. Psychologists Eichenbaum and Orbach say that envy between two women says more about their repressed desires in themselves than their relationship. So when you feel envy towards another woman, it's not that you want to be her, you want exactly what she has. It's that you see her doing something for herself that you have already told yourself that you cannot do for yourself, or something similar. And they have an optimistic approach to it. They equate it to like ambition and drive and desire. And the whole book talks about how we have to have uncomfortable conversations within female friendship to really move past negative emotions and figure out what they're actually asking us to do for ourselves. So if you're envious of a friend, compliment them, tell them you're jealous, and figure out what that jealousy is asking of you to do for yourself.
I have a good example of this. Imagine, let's say independent boss woman that dress nice, that has a passion for business, and then we have a mother who has kids and are having to take care of these kids and don't really get to like get out there and work and actually find her passion. Am I saying either of these are bad or something? No, this is just an example, okay? Don't take it too serious. You're gonna get what I mean by this. This corporate woman was very passionate about business, about work, about her career, and this other woman that is now like stuck with her kids and her not so good husband didn't get to chase her passion, didn't get to feel passionate about something and actually working with that, actually like getting those passion and desires and exploring them, while this boss woman get to do so. That can create jealousy. And that's what I mean, like it doesn't always have to be about a man. It can also be because deep inside there's something we want to do with our life, whatever that is, like traveling, whatever that is, like career path or money or like getting to explore. But when you like get stuck in a lifestyle that prevents you from exploring that part, you might feel jealous that somebody else get to do that and you don't. She said the same thing as I said about the whole how to get better at this, like not feeling jealous. If the women with kids actually talked with the corporate women and said, wow, I'm jealous of your work and your passion and what you've achieved. How did you get there? Is there a way for me to like get a little bit of that? I'm sure that this boss lady, corporate lady, would have been like, yeah, that might be a way, like let's talk about it. It's I think a lot of women are willing to help other women, but you have to speak up about it, and you have to also realize what is making you jealous and how can I be better, because jealousy is something that you want but don't have.
So somebody who feels envious of you ends up befriending you. And consciously, they may not be even aware of that. They think, well, I do want to like them. But unconsciously, they feel envy. They think that you have success that you don't necessarily deserve, that you have what they want. right? They become your friend and they charm you, etc., etc. And then lo and behold, you start noticing all kinds of behavior that's very ugly that you weren't expecting because they're your friend. They start saying bitchy comments that get under your skin, that make you feel insecure. They take things from you. They act in ways that are hurtful. But because they're your friend, your first instinct is to blame yourself. Well, maybe it's my fault that they've done this. Maybe I'm actually to blame for what they're saying, etc., etc. So I believe behind the frenemies phenomenon is this phenomena of envy, where the person secretly wants what you have and they're becoming your friend so that they can wound you.
Let's talk jealousy in women. I use my platform to empower women, but I will always critique in places where I think we can do better for each other. Let's talk about jealousy, why it happens, and what we can do to be better. Why does jealousy happen? It's mainly driven by low self-esteem, insecurity, and the fear that you're not good enough and that somebody else could be better than you. And that makes us act out in different ways. And it primarily impacts women because the patriarchy feeds off of us being against each other. Who has the best makeup, who has the best clothing, Instagram, look in general, the best job, the best family, the best boyfriend. And this can often lead to us being A, very unhappy, and B, have very unfulfilling relationships. I do and will always critique social media for being a big driver for this. Instagram has created a platform where you are constantly comparing yourself to somebody. You wake up and you like your body, and then you go on Instagram and there's like an 8-pack ad and commercial and diet and nutrition, and some of that could be good, some of that could be motivating. But obviously when we're fed this constantly and we perceive a woman to have something that we might not have, it creates jealousy. So I think part one of fixing this is understanding that there are just so many different systems at play to keep us against each other. So knowing that information is really helpful. And secondly, if you are jealous or if you think somebody is jealous of you, literally compliment them. It sounds so cheesy, but compliments go such a long way. And big, genuine compliments too. We're not all doing the same thing. We don't all have the same paths. If I congratulate my friend for having a boyfriend after being in toxic relationships, or got a better job after she had a job she hates, that has nothing to do with me. And I feel like when we make things about us with other people's achievements, that's where a lot of the problem is. So build your other woman up. Even if you don't feel it at the moment, even if you don't like her, there's no harm. It doesn't affect you in any way to be a little bit more kind to that person. It will only bring you peace.
Something noteworthy that she said here is that social media can play a big role, and I think that is actually like facts. That actually is truth. Because like, how many times have you look at somebody's comments, likes, and the amount of likes, the amount of comments, and you go, why can't I go? Why can't I get a little bit of that? Like she said, like when you're on social media, you see people who look absolutely gorgeous, and you go, why can't I look like that? Like, what can I do? Like, how did somebody get that? Like, why can't I get that? And that's where jealousy comes. But then at the same time, there's also something I have realized about social media is that it's very, very fake. Nobody uploads something bad about themselves. How many times haven't you been in a group and this person looks great on social media and everything, but they're like horrible people and have done horrible things, and as you get to know them more, you're like, damn, like they're not what I thought they were. I'm not saying that all the women that looks good are mean. No, I'm saying that you don't often see the bad side of them. You don't see their insecurity as much. You don't see what they've done in their life. You don't know truly about them. Like, the only thing you see is appearance, and appearance can't be just that. And there's many that I found in a group that I thought, oh, they look great, you know, getting so many likes, so many comments, but once you get to know them, you're like, I can't believe like people like this and comment about this. Like, you guys hate each other in real life but still comment on each other's like Instagram. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, it is so fake. Like, that's why I no longer think about like, oh my god, I wish I was her, because I know like there's stuff with their life, there's things in their life that I wouldn't want to be her. At least that's how I think about it in order to like get over it. And something I took note to is that some people might not like when other people bring up their own experience when they're talking about their experience, which is one of the reasons why I don't really talk about me and my experience, because I like to give people their time to tell their experience without being interrupted, or without people being like, oh yeah, you thought that was bad, like hear about mine. I don't want that to happen, and that's why I only talk about my experience with close friends and my best friends. When it comes to acquaintances or people in a group, I don't share that part of me, because when they start to share about them, I want to focus on them and say, damn, that's harsh, damn, that's like tough, and try to like be there and comfort them, which is not my greatest trait, but I'm trying. And I think also tell somebody that you're jealous, it's like a relief. It feels like a relief, like damn, I actually said something that I thought about a lot, because jealousy, it's a strong emotion that will always be with us. I have noticed that when I compliment people and I start to, ask them about their life without like talking about mine, I find that people in the group, like people who are like more insecure, start to like point finger at me and go, oh, you want their boyfriend or something? And I didn't know how to respond during that time, because like the reason why I asked, for example, my close friend about their boyfriend, how it's going and stuff like that, is because I genuinely care about them. I want to know, like, did it go well? Did it go bad? Do you need help? And for some reason, jealous women or insecure women would like be telling me like, oh, you want their boyfriend, isn't that's why you want to know all the information? And I was like so shocked, because after that happened, I actually told my close friend, like, I'm not trying to get your boyfriend, right? Like, the reason I ask her so much is because I care about you and I want the best for you, and I want to know that he's actually doing good things. And my close friend knows how I am. They know that I'm not trying to take anybody from I'm not trying to take a man. I don't know why people think that. I've been single for 6 years, guys. Leave me alone. And yeah, it was one of the most weirdest situations I've been in. But thankfully, my close friend already knew. Like, she was like, "Girl, I knew. Like, I know. Like, you don't have to explain yourself." I'm like, "Thank you for understanding." But yeah, like, I think like jealous women don't really compliment each other that much, or it's like fake compliments, like not actually caring about the other person, not asking like, how's your life, is there something wrong, do you need help, how's your relationship, how's family. I genuinely care about other people. I found out that jealous women don't do. In conclusion, women are jealous of other women. It has happened to all women, I can tell you that. Jealousy is something that will always be with us, no matter where we are at life. Jealous women will often talk bad about you behind your back, be mean towards you, being overly nice towards you, kind of compete against you, copying you. There's something called friend enemies, which is like they're your friend but not really. They just want you as their sidekick. And if you want to be better, like if you genuinely want to be better and not actually be so jealous of other women, the recommendation is that recognize that you're jealous of this woman and find out what is the reason why you feel jealous. Ask them how you can be better with the jealousy you have, and compliment them with their achievement, and actually focusing on actually being nice towards them because you genuinely want to be nice towards them. Like, what I mean by that is that when your friend has achieved like really good grades, you don't go, oh, you have such a good grade while I don't. You go, oh my god, that is amazing. Like, you should be proud about yourself. In that way, you kind of reduce your jealous for somebody else and actually feel happiness to somebody else. And that can actually bring up your confidence. If there's something you're jealous of, if something makes you feel like you want to bring somebody down, then recognize that it's you that is the problem and you need to fix that. And once you start to change about yourself, improving your mental health, improving your appearance, your look, or improving your insecurities, not getting those insecurities anymore, you will start to change. You will start to feel confident being actually nice to people, because that's just who you are. And you will have a strong presence, even if you're not trying to. And the people looking at you and staring at you become like a natural part of it. Like, no, you no longer have to try to get attention. You just have attention. Toodles, my stars, I'm going to bed.